When I first came to Las Vegas about 4 years ago, I was really proud of the fact that I was the third female president of a major strip resort.
All right, Cromwell, how are we doing today? Welcome to our rally.
First, let's recognize EVS, who had a 13.3%.
Being able to really feel that times have changed, where there are women leading these large businesses in Las Vegas and not just men, it just seemed like the perfect timing to really put our mark on the Las Vegas Strip.
Show it off. I love it.
Some people will look at me and say, wow, you're fairly young to be a president. How can you run 3 resorts? And because I took some risks. In my adult life, I've lived in 10 different cities. I went for different opportunities that were able to stretch and grow my experience set.
I say go, you say go. Go. Who is Cromwell? I am. Who's Cromwell? I am. Lynn. Have a great weekend, everyone.
The Cromwell was a really unique branding process for us. The first was, it was a brand that we invented, starting the guest experience and their journey. What would they smell when they arrived at the Cromwell? What would they see? What would be the touch and the feel of the property? And of course, the tastes. And then working with our creative team to really come up with, how do we bring that to life across all channels of marketing? And we had an all-female executive team on the business side. And I think some of the best design elements of the Cromwell are really female inspired. So in each of the rooms, we've got the showgirl mirror, which is popular with everyone, men and women, as well as items in our mini bar like a mascara or makeup that you might have left at home that you don't see in a lot of other hotels. And the feedback has just been tremendous from our guests. It was really amazing to get to work with 2 iconic legends, each in their own field. So Giada De Laurentiis, we were opening her first ever restaurant in the world, and she is one of the most popular chefs in the world. And she is a brand fanatic about her brand, really being truly authentic to what her brand stands for, and the millions of customers that come and eat at her restaurant every year that want to experience Giada's food in person and not just what they've seen on television. And then Victor Dre is known as the king of clubs for a reason, and getting to build his first ever rooftop beach club and nightclub, and the only rooftop club in Las Vegas, was just spectacular. And Victor is absolutely an artist at what he does, and he led a lot of the design elements, even in our casino floor, because his eye for detail and colors and palette really drove a lot of the design elements in the casino, all the way up to the most beautiful club in Las Vegas.
When you come inside of the Cromwell, and we used a beautiful type and wallpaper as a texture. So that helped us shape the branding, the guest experience, what you see and feel, especially when we market it first out of the gate to the public, is that we wanted to sell the experience, the fantasy of a boutique hotel right here on the Strip. I've been at Caesars for 2.5 years. Last January, I was promoted to oversee the studio, and I took the creative and content team into the studio, figuring out a way to sell the experience of Las Vegas here at Caesars. So it was a bit more emotional, because in the end, we're selling the experience.
At the Flamingo, we just celebrated our 70th anniversary, and I couldn't be more excited that we're kicking off a $90 million renovation to bring back the property to its historic and iconic nature. And we're one of the largest resorts with the most globally recognized brand in our portfolio. So we're very excited about giving nod to our historic nature and really bringing that brand back to life. And the brand team has been amazing with some of the ideas that they're bringing to the table.
If you would think about it as taking this iconic brand and elevating it into the 21st century, so we took the lead in being able to help them express how that should look with new color palette. We've been playing with rose gold because that's on trend right now. And then further, we developed an ad campaign that's really, really, really fun. It's sexy, but it gives the flamingo this nice modern quality, feeling vintage but not old.
Yeah, it's done in a really modern way,
Yeah.
which is what I love about the new materials
Yeah,
that we're looking at.
it's fun. I motivate the team in several different ways. We do have buzz sessions, and then another way is I meet with my creative leadership once a week. And actually, really importantly, is come to the properties. Spend time here. I can't stress how important it is for you to experience a product if you are tasked with envisioning or visualizing what the product is.
Yeah, I love that when you guys were doing the flamingo work, you actually had your team come
Yeah.
and spend several hours in the casino
Yeah.
and interact with the guests that we have today.
Yeah, because we work so far away, it's hard, and so it actually really impacted the work itself.
It makes
Because
the work better. And I love that you said that about buzz sessions. That's things that we do at the resort as well. So it's cool to know that in the studio they're taking a break too. And that's really how you learn what's the strategy of the company, what are we all trying to achieve,
Yeah.
and then get everybody motivated to really give their best.
Yeah.
And so whether it's working on creative projects in the studio or taking care of that next guest, the buzz sessions really work.
yeah, honestly, the piece of advice that I have is that don't worry about what products you work on. Really immersing yourself into it, it actually teaches you a lot. And I think that's really important in today's day and age, is that people want to be marketed to as experiences, not necessarily like a number on the screen. So I think that's what I say, go experience it.
That's great advice. I'll absolutely dovetail onto that, and the best piece of advice I have is to go for it, and maybe take zigs where other people would zag and get out of your comfort zone. So I think taking chances that weren't always convenient, but would grow me and push me into an uncomfortable zone, it allowed me to work harder and learn some new skills, and then eventually continue to rise.
Yeah, and with that is, as long as it meets the business objectives and your brief, don't ever be afraid to scare the client, ever.
And then you push them.
Right over.
Well, not literally. Maybe that one. Then they just stay up all night. But
Right over.